session. And we do have, I'm going to turn over to our closed executive session topics.
I think you mean just in terms of what we discussed in closed superintendent's evaluation. That's was the closed executive session topics. So, I mean, that's really all we get into because it's personnel.
All right, perfect. Thank you. And I would also like to take this opportunity to recognize the achievements of one of our board members, which furthers her leadership in the NJSBA, or New Jersey School Boards Association. Dana Krug was recently reelected to serve on the NJSBA Board of Directors, representing the Mercer County School Boards Association. She was nominated and voted in for her second full term, which runs from May 2024 through May of 2027. For your awareness, the Board of Directors helps to determine the goals and directions of the NJSBA. There is one Board of Directors member plus an alternate per county. Dana has served on the Board of Directors since January of 2020. Together, they work to advance public education and promote the achievement of all students through effective governance. Thank you, Dana, for your tireless service. So now I'd like to turn it over to Dr. Adderhold for any comments.
Just very brief. Sorry. Good evening, everyone. Just very briefly, want to wish everyone a safe, happy, and healthy summer. Want to thank our staff and students and families for a wonderful conclusion of the school year. Congratulations to all of our High School South and High School North graduates, and wanted to congratulate over 40 retirees for their more than 1,100 years of service to WWP. We are very busy in the plannings of the opening of the school year with hiring for vacancies, as well as professional development and curriculum writing. So for many of our staff, the summer quickly became a work summer, but we thank all of our team for preparing, doing the work to prepare for the opening of the 24-25 school year. So thank you.
All right, thank you. And now is our first opportunity for public comments. The board invites thoughts and reactions on agenda items and items of concern from members of our community who are present. Each participant is asked to give his or her name and address prior to making a statement, which will be limited to 3 minutes in accordance with Board Policy 0167. All statements shall be directed to the presiding officer. This public comment period shall be limited to 60 minutes. Do you have any public comments tonight for the first? No? Seeing none, I move to close this first opportunity for public comment. And moving on with the rest of the agenda, we do not have any committee reports at this time, so we can move on to the voting portion. Can I get a motion for administration items numbers 1 through 8 plus the purple addendum? Dana and Liz, any questions or comments? No?
Okay, we'll start with Ms. Krug.
Yes.
Ms. Chiniera.
Yes.
Ms. Ho.
Yes.
Ms. Maliga.
Yes.
Ms. Shetty. Ms. Juliana.
Yes.
Ms. McEwen.
Yes. And can I get a motion for curriculum and instruction items numbers 1 through 4? Loy and Rachel, any questions or comments?
Okay, we'll start with Ms. Maliga.
Yes.
Ms. Chiniera.
Yes.
Ms. Ho.
Yes.
Ms. Krug.
Yes.
Ms. Shetty. Ms. Juliana.
Yes.
Ms. McEwen.
Yes. For finance, we need to acknowledge that the board members received a list of vendors in the board packet that was distributed on Friday. The acknowledgement item listed on the agenda tonight is number 35, should be number 1, not number 35. If everyone could acknowledge receiving the vendor list by saying yes?
Yes.
Yes? Did anyone not receive it?
I was going to say, would anyone like another copy? No, I'm teasing.
Another few pages. All right, great. So then can I get a motion for finance items number 1 through 34 plus the blue addendum? Louisa and Shweta? Any questions or comments?
Okay, we'll start with Ms. Ho.
Yes.
Ms. Shetty. Ms. Cheniera. Ms. Krug.
Yes.
Ms. Maliga.
Yes.
Ms. Juliana.
Yes.
Ms. McEwen.
Yes. One moment here. Okay, next we will move to personnel. Okay, I'm first going to turn it over to Dr. Adderhold, who has a few comments.
Good evening again. This evening, we're joined by two individuals that are being recommended for administrative positions. So I just want to recognize them and just give a little bit of a bio for the Board of Education members of the public. In the area of supervisor of mathematics, with the upcoming retirement of Ms. Andrea Bean, who's in the audience, thank you again, Andrea, I'm pleased to recommend Kristen Wolf as the next 612 supervisor of mathematics for WWP. Kristen's the current supervisor of mathematics and science K-8 for Flemington-Raritan Regional School District. Kristen served Flemington-Raritan for the past 7 years in that role. Prior to her time at Flemington-Raritan, she was supervisor of mathematics K-12 Bernards Township School District for 4 years. And prior to that, she served as a mathematics special education teacher and instructional coach in Bernards Townships for 8 years before moving into the administrative role in Bernards. We look forward to her joining us, I believe, September 1st, if I remember correctly. In the area of language arts, K-5 Supervisor of Language Arts, I'm pleased to recommend Kimberly Haynes. Kimberly's also in the audience this evening for the position of Supervisor of Language Arts. Over the past 12 years, Kim has served as the Coordinator for Early Intervention Services Interventionist, or the Teacher Resource Specialist for Instruction and Intervention, as well as she served as a fourth grade teacher at Village for the majority of her time here in WWP, as well as a first grade teacher over at Maurice Hawk. Kim served as numerous professional development committees. She's served as the WWPEA grievance chair. We never actually had to talk in that role, so that was awesome. We served as a member of the Superintendent Advisory Council and has been vice president of the WWPEA representing Village during her time there. We're thrilled to welcome Kim to this new role in WWP. So Kim and Kristen, welcome to both of you.
Thank you and welcome. And now can I get a motion for personnel item number 1 plus the green addendum? Louisa and Liz. Any questions, comments?
Okay, we'll start with Ms. Ho.
Yes.
Ms. Cheniera.
Yes.
Ms. Krug.
Yes.
Ms. Maliga.
Yes.
Ms. Shetty. Ms. Juliana.
Yes.
Ms. McEwen.
Yes. And before we move on, I do want to also acknowledge the retirement of Julia Walter, a cafeteria aide from Dutch Neck, who is retiring after 2 years of service to the district. So we wish you well in your retirement. Congratulations, and thank you for your service and dedication to WWP. And now we will move on to the approval of the Board of Education minutes from June 11th. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes? Loy and Dana. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any abstentions?
I abstain.
Do we have any board liaison reports? Okay, any new business? No? Okay, that brings us then to our second opportunity for public comments. The board invites comments from members of our community who are present. Each participant is asked to give his or her name and address prior to making a statement, which will be limited to 3 minutes in accordance with Board Policy 0167. All statements shall be directed to the presiding officer, and this public comment period shall be limited to 15 minutes. Do we have any public comments for the second? Nope. Okay, seeing none, I will close this second opportunity for public comments. And because we moved the agenda item for the second closed executive session, we already had it at the first session. I moved to adjourn. Can I get a motion to adjourn this evening's meeting? Louisa and Liz. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, we are adjourned. Thank you and welcome.